Well, hello everyone. I hope the apocalypse is treating you well. This week we'll do something a little bit different yet again. So tomorrow, which will be like Sunday, so probably the day before you see this video, I'm going to a Kill Team tournament in Tala in Old World Gaming in Dublin. So this video is going to have the report from that tournament. But I said I'd give my thoughts on my team before I went. Just so I can kind of look back and go, well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Anyway, if you've watched any of the videos and if you enjoy it or anyway interested in the next things that are going to happen, please remember to just drop a like and subscribe and do the YouTube pleasantries. Anyway. So Underworld Tala have a Kill Team tournament. It's usually the first weekend of every month. Or first weekend of every month. We went in December. There was none in January. So this will be my second Kill Team tournament. Last time I took the Corsair White Scars. This time I'm taking Blades of Cain. So I'm just going to go through my team composition first, and then just basically explain why I picked what, and maybe some thoughts on some of the things I'm hoping to maybe pull off and get away with. So I'll go through. Basically, you have a choice of up to 9 different Etrarchs or leaders, and then you have just Striking Scorpions, Howling Banshees, or Dire Avengers to fill out the rest of the team. So I'll just take you through the choices, starting with the Etrarchs first, why I picked some, why I didn't pick others, and basically give the rundown on that. So first I'm going to go with the Striking Scorpion Etrarch with the Scorpion Claw and Chainsword. I think this is better than the Biting Blade. The Lethal 5-up along with the Brutal is just as good. Still doing 6 on the crit. It's 5 attacks, 2s to hit, and yeah, you don't really lose anything compared to the Biting Blade. I think it's also why I haven't taken the Executioner on the Banshee Etrarch. Simply because if you charge or you start the fight, you do 2 with the Mani Blaster, then you do 6 with a critical hit. There's a good possibility that is as much damage as you're going to pull off. If you hit with a Howling Banshee Etrarch and crit, you're still only doing 7 on that first attack. So you're not killing, for example, a stimmed up Navy Breacher, for example, But yeah, that is the first Etrarch. The second one is the Striking Scorpion with twin chainswords and twin shuriken pistols. So this is instead of the Howling Banshee with mirror blades. I think the Relentless, they both have Relentless, but this has Relentless on the shuriken pistols as well. With the Striking Scorpion techniques, one of them allows you to shoot indirect. So with the twin shuriken pistols, it's, it's 4 attacks, but it's 4 attacks relentless. So that's decent. And basically you can do it indirect. You can try and kill a bomb squig or something like that, and take it down, So situationally useful, but the Relentless on both weapons is just seems really good. Then we're taking a Dire Avenger with a Dire Sword and Shimmer Shield. The reason why I'm taking Dire Avenger with Dire Sword and Shimmer Shield is if I'm up against something that's basically where I have no chance of retaining armor, it'll be nice to be able to sit this guy close to people, give them an invulnerable save so that the AP doesn't matter as much. Potentially next to another Dire Avenger, so I have some kind of shooting base which is safe-ish, and can maybe snipe back. Like the Dire Avenger Shuriken catapults are not fantastic, but they're also not terrible. And then I've taken double guns. He's got full relentless on a ranged weapon. Okay, it's only 3/3, but it's still relentless on a weapon which isn't limited in range, and he's going to shoot twice. And he can still use the techniques. So technically, without spending CP, he can stand up, shoot, use the technique that allows him to blast effectively onto a second guy, and then shoot a third. And then he can overwatch. All with relentless. It may be speculative, but we'll see. Then we are our last and final. We're taking the Howling Banshee with Triskelion. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Triskill, all the names. I'm an elder. I've got an elder army. I'm meant to know how to pronounce these things. I just don't. But this weapon is weird. Weird. So when you charge in, you get 6 attacks, which have Reap 2 and Rending. So if you get crits, you get another crit. And each crit that you hit does 2 damage to something else. Okay, I'll take it. And it's still 3/4. Okay, it's not the massive damage that everything else is doing. But situationally, against hordes, I think it could be quite good, particularly against an orc. If you can parry them out with you charge in, you scream that steals, parry one away, parry a second one away with your first attack, and then let the orc maybe take his wipe or not if they have anything left because they're on the -1, and then hit with 2 or 3 crits to basically bounce damage into a nearby orc, and then throw the Triskelion, which is torrent and rending, and is like 4 3-ups. So it's a little bit of a damage, a little bit of a torrent weapon. It's not the greatest, but it should be good for dealing with basically hordes. And I think there are some matchups where it can be interesting. So that's basically all that I'm taking for Etriarchs. I could well be wrong. I'm bringing 5 striking scorpions along with that. So I think this scorpions, particularly against stuff like guard and stuff like that, where they can charge in. If they charge in, Mandy Blast, and get a crit, they'll kill a 7-hit guy. No bother. The reason why I'm not taking 7 of them is because I think even against Horde, even in the best matchup in the world, you still want some shooting. Which is why I've taken 3 Dire Avengers. Which is probably one too many. I'm not sure. But I think against like teams that have no shooting, where they can sit on top of stuff and just blast away while the opponent is trying desperately to get through your Etriarchs and your guys running around in the midfield, they can be kind of safe, just murdering at will. Shuriken catapults are still rending, and they're decent. The team is limited in short range. You have a CP for double shoot on any of these, and they've got their techniques, which are not bad at all. And then I've gone with 7 Banshees, primarily to basically deal with any kind of battlefield where I really need fly. Yeah. So this is kind of like, this will be my 3rd or 4th time playing this team. Normally I wouldn't take something this complicated to a tournament without a couple more games. But the one thing, there are quite a lot of cards in Salvation. Quite a lot of cards. So you've got cards for the techniques, you've got cards for the strats, you've got cards for the tac ops, and you've got tokens, specific tokens for everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out. I'll be back in like 24, 30 hours to record this, but for you, I'll be right back. So this tournament ended a little bit differently than I was hoping. I didn't get beaten by this guy. Didn't get beaten by this guy. Didn't get beaten by this guy. Got beaten by this guy. My kitchen flooded 10 minutes after I reached the venue. They seemed lovely, and then I had to drop out. Yeah. Like the description says, worst tournament report ever. I hope everyone who made it had fun, and maybe next time I'll have a tournament report. I just didn't want to go the bit of trouble I did with last night's one go to waste. Anyway, yay, 200 subscribers. And yeah, next time it won't be a bait and switch. Promise. Bye. Look after each other.